Hello, this is Shaylynn from Shaylynn's Faerie shop, and over the past week or so I've been having a lot of fun making rings. And maybe I've been going just a little bit crazy with the whole making rings thing, but it takes a bit to learn the technique. Anyway, I wanted to share with you some tutorials on how to make these. We'll see how I can do. First rings I'm going to teach you how to make are these wrapped wire rosette rings. This particular ring is made out of aluminum wire, and I have been wearing it continuously for about, 2 weeks. You can see it's still in really good shape, so these rings hold up really well, and they're very pretty. To start with, you're going to need to cut about, 10 inches or so of wire. I am using aluminum wire, which is a little tougher to work with than copper wire. Now, if you have a ring mandrel, you want to make the ring about a half size bigger than the finished ring will be. Now, I don't have a ring mandrel, so I'm using this Expo dry erase marker. So to start, you're going to wrap the wire around so that it's crossed in the front, and in the back it's got two strands that are very close together. You're going to have to really tug on this wire in order to get it to stay nice and tight around the marker. Now, your next step is the most difficult part, and it's also very hard to film. You're going to have to pinch down with your thumb and then twist with your fingers in a clockwise motion until it forms this bit of a knot here. Now you'll notice that my wire here in the back, where there's the two strands, stays in the same order, I guess you'd call it. In other words, the wire does not twist at any point until it comes up to the knot. That's very difficult to master. It will take you quite a few tries if you're like me. Now, what I like to do next is to hold my thumb down on top of that little knot I made and twist the wire, both strands that are left, in a clockwise motion, the same direction you made your knot in. Obviously, that's a little hard to show on the camera, so I'll try doing it without my thumb on top. You're just going to take and twist around. Now, with aluminum wire especially, you're going to have to get a little bit of force to pull this rosette nice and tight. So you might have to get your pliers to help you. And you keep wrapping until you get the desired size of the rosette / spiral. Ta-da! Now that you have this, you're going to take it off the marker, which usually will require removing the lid. You can see you've got the basics of your ring here. Your next step is going to be to take these ends and wrap them around the edge. Like you can see here, it's all wrapped on. This is why you need to make your ring about a half size bigger on the mandrel or on the dry erase marker than you want it to be in real life, because you're going to get it smaller doing this. Now you can see all I'm doing here is wrapping with my fingers, wrapping the wire around. Again, you're going to have to get a bit more force using the pliers. And then you just clip the end. And we're going to wait to flatten the wire after clipping the end here. We're going to wait till we're done with the other side. Now, you're going to have to be careful here that the wires in the back do not cross. Okay. Now you're going to do the same thing on this side. You're going to take the wire through the middle of the ring. Make sure you're not getting the rosette all untwisted while you're doing this. So you're going to wrap around a couple of times. Hopefully you can see this. I know my hand's moving a lot. And get it there. And clip the end. Just like that. Now I'm going to take some flat pliers. I'm just going to come in here and flatten this wire down. Now when you trim, be sure you're trimming the wire on the outside of the ring, because you don't want clipped ends touching your skin. The ends aren't very hard once you've got the wire flattened, but still. So there you go. Now your next step is just to put it back on the marker and to shove it down until it forms its original shape again. Then take it off and taking it off at this point can be a bit of an ordeal. Just gotta push it off gently without breaking it. And voila, you have a beautiful wire-wrapped rosette ring. Don't be discouraged if you get a lot of things that look like this. It takes a lot to learn. Just real quick, I wanted to say explore with different kinds of metals and different gauge wires. This love knot ring was made the same way that I do for a rosette ring, using a much thicker gauge wire, and I didn't finish the rosette.